The cryptocurrency markets have been absolutely destroyed as Gary Gensler has targeted some specific altcoins and what seems to be cryptocurrency in general. What is going to happen next? Well, friend of the channel, Jerry Banfield and I are going to be discussing what we believe is going to happen next, and we think it is this specific thing. Smash the like button, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because we're going to be talking all about what has just happened over the weekend, and this is a time-sensitive video. But please understand also, we're not financial advisors. And full disclosure, we do hold some of the crypto coins that we will be talking about in today's video. But Jerry, welcome back to the channel. And this is why we make these videos together, because over the last few weeks, you've definitely been shifting away from some of these crazy high-risk altcoins and kind of consolidating your portfolio. And we've talked back and forth about all these different crypto coins, and it's really interesting to see what's been happening with the market. And, there's been some people saying that this could have been seen. Like, you could have actually understood that altcoins are going to reach their new all-time lows. They've been bleeding against Bitcoin and Ethereum. What gave you the conviction, and what do you think is happening right now in the current market conditions to lead you believe that cryptocurrency could still make it in the long run? And if people are out there wondering, what they should do next, what are your thoughts on the current market right now?
Well, Joe, I've been in this since 2014, and this is just the same thing that's happened before several different times now for me. I see this is the time where you make money. When everybody else just sold, that's when I want to buy. I saw this happen with Bitcoin collapsing in price in 2014, and people are like, it's dead, it's done, this whole thing is over, all this negative news. Same thing in crypto a few years later, and after it has this massive pump in 2018, then it dumps 2019, it's over, and then we get 2020 and 2021. So I see that the future is very bright. And now is where you make your millions. You get in on those low buy prices. And it's important to really research, though, and to find the ones that have the highest chance of being winners. What I saw coming about a month ago is that I reviewed my portfolio and I realized I'm holding on to a lot of high-risk probable losers. And a month ago, I moved my portfolio into more than 40% ETH because I figured if Superman's right that we're gonna tank and have this next bottom, my ETH won't go down that much. I moved another 20-some% into Bitcoin. It won't go down that much. It's low risk. It's damn near a stable coin, and yet it can pump and have huge gains. And then I found two cryptos I really believe in based on fundamentals, based on a lot of research, Solana and Internet Computer. And then I hold those. And I think it's funny. I'm down 26% in Internet Computer in the last few days. I'm down 20-something% in Solana. That's great, because I'm going to buy more of those. And then when 2 years from now, when everybody is euphoric and buying their butts off, then I'll be selling. Like, all right, now that this is 20x, let me go ahead and take some profits off the table. And I see now that I'm doing this stuff to make money 2 years from now. So I'm interested to know, Joe, where do we go from here? Especially, how do you pick out of so many losers? How do you figure out, what are the altcoins to buy and hold for 2 years today? And I'm interested to know, what are you doing with your portfolio? You must have taken a massive drop down in the last few days. How are you handling that?
Well, Jerry, that's an excellent question. And you can see here in the last month, it is a sea of red in altcoins. And how I'm handling this personally is, well, I just keep buying a little bit more as well. I'm dollar cost averaging into some of these cryptocurrency altcoins because I do think that in the long run, and I wear the hoodie for Just Hodl It, investing is about that word. You're investing. What that means is you're not trading in and out. So it's very different from those who are looking to make short-term, long-term gains. In the long term, I believe a lot of these projects will go to zero. That's the game of altcoins, but there will be a few of those winners. Now, I've tried to identify to the best of my ability which ones I believe those will be, but it's anyone's best guess and anything can happen at any time. So right now on the channel, we've been talking about building a new portfolio, $100 a day, just dollar cost averaging in, because right now I believe that is the strategy for most people, that they're not going to get overly emotional and lose all of their money. Funny enough, I was in Miami literally this weekend for business, and I sat down with a guy at the hotel. He just randomly started talking to us. And he was telling me how his portfolio was from 600,000 to like 20,000 in crypto. And he was just going crazy. He was just like, oh my gosh, this. And I could just feel the emotion from him. And, he was asking me all these questions. And he's like, oh, you're in crypto. And we've never met each other before. But I basically just sat there and was like, yeah, this is what it does. Like I was just like this. I'm not surprised by this at all because I've seen this since 2017. These coins pump, they dump. Now, this did catch me a little off guard. I'm not gonna lie, because I believed that literally about 3 to 5 months ago, the altcoin market was bottoming or bottomed. Why? Because a lot of the altcoins were already down 95, 96%. And I'm like, well, how much lower are they going to go? Well, some of these altcoins are already down 98, 99%. But the truth is, and I want to say, well, for what happens next, I believe that there could still be, as crazy as this sounds, more blood in the streets. It could happen. Now, the risk reward, though, in my opinion, long term, is that you buy the red and you sell the green, right? You buy when people are very fearful and you sell when they're very greedy. Right now, the sentiment is that people are fearful. They think it's all over. They think the SEC and Gary Gensler basically saying that a bunch of these cryptocurrency coins, even in the top 20, between Polygon, Solana, a lot of these other coins are quote unquote securities. And then, Robinhood had to sell off, or that was the rumor that they sold off a bunch of things. So we're still figuring all of this out. But that right there is very, very fearful. And we've seen capitulations in Hex down 74%. And that had to do with the splitting of the coins, as well as just, all of this news, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum. Here's where I think you have to pay attention right now more than ever. If Bitcoin and Ethereum go down lower, what's going to happen to altcoins? They're going to get absolutely crushed. If Bitcoin and Ethereum bounce a little bit, I do think that we will see a little bit of a bounce in altcoins. But I do think still, people are flooding into Ethereum and Bitcoin for safety right now. The thing that concerns me most, and what I really wanted to share in this video, is that what I've been looking at over the last 6 months is just the price in USD value. And also the total liquidity is some of the things that I missed here to kind of show me that, hey, we could have seen another leg down in these altcoins. The thing that concerns me right now is that liquidity is drying up, meaning there's not a lot of liquidity for these altcoins anymore. And that's why you're seeing such crazy volatility. And the reason why liquidity is drying up is because for the last really year or two, people have been leaving cryptocurrency. You don't see a lot of these new cryptocurrency YouTube channels gaining tens of thousands of followers. In fact, I just went to the Bitcoin conference in Miami, and it was nowhere near what it was the year before in terms of attendance, in terms of engagement, in terms of everything else. Now, it has nothing to do with the conference. They did an amazing job with the conference for what they had. But in my opinion, people are leaving, and they're leaving cryptocurrency in droves. And now is like the time where you can see on the curve of adoption, it's just going down and down and down and down. Now, could it go lower? Yes, it could. You can prepare yourself for that. But it's pretty darn low right now, in my opinion. Truthfully, a lot of these coins are in the minus 90, minus 95 traditionally, as we have seen as the cycles, move in and out of themselves. I believe in the next 3 to 6 months, if we have not already bottomed, we're going to see that bottom, and these altcoins could get absolutely smashed one more time. And then from there, we're going to start moving towards that recovery phase. Now, we've already started moving towards the recovery phase in Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my opinion. I don't know if we're going to reach new all-time lows for those, but part of me, it has to share that there is always that possibility that Ethereum goes from $1,700 to $500. It is possible. I think it's highly unlikely, but you need to always be prepared for that. So if you're ever investing more money than where you're looking at and you're getting overly emotional, that tells me that you've invested too much money. You see Jerry and I talking about this. We're not pulling our hair out. I don't have any more hair, so it doesn't matter. But we're not pulling our hair out. We're not stressed out about this because we know what happens next in the future, potentially. And even if it were to all go to zero, we still have businesses. We still have jobs. We still have, a roof over our heads. We've prepared ourselves for this. We look at this as a fun game to play. And you know what? If you can play the game of cryptocurrency correctly, you can make millions of dollars at this because of the volatility and the opportunity. So, Jerry, is there anything else that I missed here that people really need to know about right now, and what could potentially happen next? What do you think is going to happen next? Short term, and then medium term, and then long term.
Well, for those of you that have taken some big losses lately, just know that you're in good company. My portfolio's got smacked pretty recently, and I know my portfolio's down way less than Joe's is in terms of money, because Joe has more. The more you have, the more you will lose when there's big things coming up, and the more you're going to gain when things pump. So know that this is what most everybody's going through right now. And that is a good motivation when there's loss, when there's pain, when there's struggle. That to me is my call to action to get educated, to learn, to grow, which is why I just finished filming a 6-hour and 40-minute complete crypto course. It's called 101 Crypto Lessons. It is totally free. It is going up on my YouTube channel today, and it's comprehensive education. And that's what Joe and I have in crypto that most of you watching don't have, is a comprehensive, well-rounded education where you know so much. And lots of us that are crypto YouTubers don't even share this that much because y'all want instant gratification videos. So now's the time, double down like Joe's talked about in so many of his videos and his course, educate yourself. Joe has a 20-hour course, and most of the people that buy it don't even watch it. So learn about crypto and get to know and understand, and then it'll be pretty obvious where we're going. I think in the short term, it's anybody's guess as to whether there's more ups or downs. The market is manipulated heavily, intentionally. People that are whales that have huge amounts of money intentionally put certain narratives and trend it down so they can liquidate shorts. For example, if you want to liquidate shorts, you make the price go up, you take longs out, liquidate the shorts, make a bunch of money, then go back in the opposite direction. The market is heavily manipulated, and the only way a regular person can win is find cryptos with really strong fundamentals, get in and hang on and keep dollar cost averaging in repeatedly over time. Then if you make huge amounts of money, sell some, take some profits, rebalance. I think in the medium to long term, though, we got huge upside coming because the alternative is crappy government fiat currencies that always inflate and go nowhere but down. So even if Bitcoin tanks one day and goes up the next, that's better than a guaranteed loss in US dollars. So I think Asia is really heating up too. It's almost as if there's a conspiracy where to transfer wealth out of the US. Like, let's trick people in crypto in the US, then FUD it, get them to sell. Meanwhile, in Asia, they're buying like crazy. Most of the volumes in Asia right now, the spot volume, and people in Asia save tons of money. And when they can save in Bitcoin and Ethereum instead of saving in their own fiat currencies, there's so much upside. But like Joe said, if you're getting really emotional, you've put in too much. I have much more in regular assets, at least 10 times as much in things like home value, cash, my wife's stocks and retirement. I have way more in that than crypto right now. So I don't care if my portfolio drops a few thousand in a few days. It doesn't matter. I'm wealthy. I'm making a difference. You know, balance. And if you're really struggling, get a mentor. Buy Joe's course. Jump in his Discord. Watch my video. Hop on my Patreon. Like, there's help available. If you're struggling, it's a time to take action, to learn, and to get help. So, Joe, what haven't we said that we need to say to wrap this up and help people feel better in a time where they're hurting?
Well, that, these things are cyclical, and also that you are not alone. We're all going through this together, and that is the truth. And that's why you keep coming back to this channel, and you keep coming back to Jerry's channel, and you keep watching these videos and learning. I think that Jerry hit the nail on the head there with that. But what I want to share with these altcoins, as we've talked about on this channel, as it's, very altcoin centric, is if, the game that I really like playing is the game where you get in so early that even when you have a huge red month like this, you're still in massive profits because you've gotten in to these crazy valuations. You talk about Solana, a cryptocurrency coin that people got in. If you would have got into the pre-sale or the ICO of that, you would have got in for like fractions of a penny. That went to hundreds of dollars. Same thing with all these other cryptocurrency coins. Today, it looks bad. And this is where I think people make a lot of mistakes. If you want a dollar cost average, you're playing the long-term game with that. If you want to get in early and find ways that to edge yourself in the market here, I think that pre-sales and getting into new cryptocurrency coins is your ticket to doing this. And this is why I've actually created my online classes, because I understand how risky and horrible these altcoins can go and be. They can drop into the minus 90, 95%. And I've watched my portfolio in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2022. Steam, I watched that go from $1.60 to 13 cents. And I'm like, this was horrible. Like, why didn't I find out about this earlier? And how could I have been even more proactive? And that's where I started getting smarter. But here's another thing too. Chainlink, which is down 22% today, is literally sitting at $5. I bought Chainlink in the last bear market at literally a quarter. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, whatever. And then I ended up selling it at like a very small, gain. And if I would have just held onto that Chainlink and done nothing more, today I would still be up like 20 or 30 times my money. So the truth is like if you're in these massive losses and there's nothing really wrong with the cryptocurrency project and coin, but if I were to go back in time for myself, I wish I would have just held the Chainlink and just been like, screw it, whatever, that money's gone anyways, right? And I think to sum everything up though, it's all about your risk versus reward. And it's all about how much risk you're willing to tolerate. Because if you are getting too emotional and you're thinking about this as like, oh gosh, like, I'm never going to be able to make it out of this and like everything's going to zero, blah, blah, blah. You've already lost the game, in my opinion. Investing should be exactly that, investing. And it should not be looking to change your life and get rich with a certain asset and hopefully you're going to become some next crypto millionaire. The truth of the matter is that time and can happen, but it's not going to happen overnight, typically, especially for new people. So continue to keep studying, continue to keep coming back. We wanted to share and give our own updates and thoughts on this. And I do see a very bright future. And as you mentioned with Asia, everything can happen just like this in the opposite direction as well. We've seen huge red days. We've also seen crazy green days as well. So I do think green is coming. But Jerry, thank you so much for being here. Check out his channel. Check out that 6-hour-long video. Tons of incredible information. We can't wait to see you in our next updates coming soon. Stay tuned, and thanks again for watching.